Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box, episode 14, game week 9 review. 2 weeks since the last Banter in the Box because of the international break, but it was back with a bang this week. Lots of movement in the table. 4 managers making transfers this week. Great to see so much activity this season. Great to see so many people competing to try and get glory in the Family Fantasy Football League. So this week we'll be doing the normal league table highlights and also a manager of the season update. First to the league table, here is the bottom of the table as it stands. No change in the bottom 2, but no happy endings. Dropped 2 places back into the relegation zone, down to 26th. Debut manager Di Maloney was the lowest scorer this week, just 13 points, and that's the lowest position Di has occupied since game week 3. Dustbin Dynamos remained in the relegation zone, but Pez United jumped 2 places up to 24th, clearing the relegation zone. That is a season high for Ryan Perrin. Great work, Ryan. In 22nd place, a bittersweet week for Her Majesty's Secret Cervix, George Irvin, scored a personal highest weekly total of 47 points, but still dropped a place down to 22nd, which is the lowest position George has ever been in this his 4th season in the Family Fantasy Football League. Never been as low as 22nd. Up 1 place to 21st, Clockhouse Rangers manager George Moody. That's a season high for great Uncle George. In 18th place, I've Got a Life dropped a place. Lowest position Mops has occupied since game week 2. And in 17th place, Legends 23 dropped another place. Lowest position Nicky has occupied since game week 1. So that's the bottom half of the table highlights. Top half of the table, down 1 place in 12th. Thames Ironworks FC's Darren Revell, last season's runner-up. Lowest position Darren has occupied since game week 2. Ostrich Bar Stewards climbed a place to 11th. That's a season high for Steve Maloney. In 7th place, Poppy's Players dropped a place. Lowest position Sarah's occupied since game week 1. Hatch United dropped 2 places, which is the lowest position Neil has occupied since game week 2. But the big movers this week, the biggest climbers, Sash Hammers FC, jumped a massive 3 places on the back of a first weekly win of the season. And 4th place is the highest position Wayne has occupied since the 23rd of August 2018. The former 3 times FFFL champion is back. Top 3 remained unchanged, although Ted and Sam Juniors in 3rd place and Arden Diamonds in 2nd place did close the gap on league leaders Alexi Lagos. Alexi has been top all season long, but they did close the gap this week. And November is almost over. Ted and Sam Juniors currently in pole position for the Manager of the Month for November award and the £10 prize money that goes with that, but it is still very close. Lots could change in terms of the Manager of the Month award this weekend. Now, special mention to Ostrich Bar Stewards manager Steve Maloney, who this week earned himself 5 Manager of the Season points when he carried out essential maintenance work at FFFL HQ. All done in a very COVID safe way, I hasten to add. We were well supervised by the COVID police, otherwise known as Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby, but just a little appreciation to make sure that everything is going to be tickety-boo for the end of season presentation awards. 5 Manager of the Season points for Steve Maloney. Came round after he'd been at work all day to carry out this essential work in between going home and cooking dinner for himself and no happy endings manager Diane Maloney, who, just to update you all, is still furloughed. Continuing on the Manager of the Season theme, this was last week's Who the Fuck Is That question. Now I just want you to take that photo in as I reveal some of the guesses. Neil Hatch, who's currently leading the manager of the season table, picked up on the fact that each manager is allowed one guess per week. And as it's been 2 weeks since the last Banter in the Box because of the international break, Neil took the opportunity to have 2 guesses. Perfectly legal. Each manager is allowed one guess per week. There's been 2 weeks since the last Banter in the Box, so Neil had 2 guesses. Neil's first guess was that was a picture of Ostrich Bar Stewards manager Steve Maloney and No Happy Endings manager Di Maloney. And without knowing whether that was correct or not, he decided to hedge his bets by having another guess, and his second guess was that was a picture of Steve Maloney, Ostrich Bar Stewards manager, and Legends 23 manager Nicky Saunders. Ben United manager Mark Benwell thought that was a picture of Greece Lightning manager Alexi Lagos and Megan Hoxlade Chamberlain manager Megan Hoxby. Just take that photo in for a moment. That was Mark's guess. That was a picture of of Alexi Lagos and Megan Hoxby. And 2 other managers had a go. Joe Hoxby thought that was a picture of AFC Razor manager Ray Poulter and Napoli manager Lee Poulter. And tellingly, Lee Poulter also thought that was a picture of AFC Razor manager Ray Poulter and Napoli manager Lee Poulter. And I can reveal that Joe and Lee were correct. Lee recognising himself and his dad. Joe also did. So 2 points each to Lee and Joe. And Neil, your guesses weren't great because there wasn't a woman in that photo. And Mark, I don't know which one of Megan or Alexi you thought might have grey hair, but hey ho, there you go. So all of that means that is the current manager of the season table. Steve Maloney leaps up to joint 5th alongside Simon Hoxby on 5 points. Joe and Lee climb into joint 2nd alongside Mark Benwell on 7 points, but still leading the way, Hatch United manager Neil Hatch on 9 points. Which brings us on to this week's Who the Fuck Is That? That is a picture of a current Family Fantasy Football League manager. 1 manager of the season point on offer for a correct answer. Each manager is allowed 1 guess per week. And now the international break is over, we'll be back for another Banter in the Box next week. So you just got 1 week to get your guesses in. Have a go. But that is it for this week. Good to be back. I shall be return next week for Banter in the Box, where I will be revealing the winner of the November Manager of the Month award and all the normal shenanigans as well. But until then, goodbye.